Ethiopian mirror.
Sweet. I'm pumped about
That's
this.
sick.
I love Ethiopians.
That's sick.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Next game is not going to be Forest Nothing. A28, thank you for the 500 bits. We are here on the 24-hour stream, Game 7 of T90 Series number 7. No wall mod, Ethiopians, Arabia for the very last game. And good thing is they don't have Rees either, so they have to play it out regardless of how open these maps are. So I will start with Fire's map. And thanks again, everyone, with the subscriptions. You guys are amazing. Fire is a wood line to the left of his TC, and above his TC has a main gold, main stone, and a wood line. Which actually isn't that bad because it's all in the same spot. It might be easier to defend. But the front of his base is very open. And that could be a problem for him. So Dave, what do you think about Stark's map?
Stark has plenty of wood options, which I love. Like, and wood close to the TC, which is great on no wall mod. Unfortunately for him, that gold is kind of exposed, but like it's by that cliff. So like if he is clever with his buildings, he could wall on both sides of that cliff and be secure. The only issue is that his main stone and the two secondaries are out near that hill. It's brutal.
That's disgusting for him, man. That could be tough. In Ethiopians War, though, it really comes down to the very first fight. I would say the same thing for Fire. If he loses the first fight, sure, he can kind of block in front of his golds, but it'll be rough for him as well, as his other gold is way behind that wood line. And I believe his other one is forward, so will be tough either way.
Fire's boar is disgusting. The one on the far left at the edge of the map.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? That's not too bad, because I think if he scouts it, the boar will run into the wood line on the way back. He might not even need loom for that, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe. If he's really careful about it. Yeah, I mean, he can delay it around the woods, maybe, but it's just ugly whenever there's a boar that you probably, like, 90% need loom for. Kind of messes up the order of things that you're going to do.
It's amazing how much getting early loom affects the fluidity of your build. I mean...
yeah,
it really hurts, and I never really knew that years ago when I would get it early as a noob. So, it does hurt these top players a bit. I like Ethiopians because you get the plus 100 food, plus 100 gold entering each age. So, it gives you a stronger man-at-arms build, it gives you earlier
free pikemen, free halb.
Yeah, free pikemen, free halb. I mean, what don't these new civs get? We talked about Malians last time, just freakishly good. This time it's a mirror matchup, though.
I haven't seen an Ethiopian mirror matchup, but I would assume that like the free pikeman and free halb, he's going out to take it without loom. Just denies your opponent from going into knights at all, right? Like any cavalry unit.
Yeah, I think that Ethiopians can be even though they have very strong attacking options, I think in a mirror matchup, it just gives you a lot of defensive options. So, like you said, I feel like maybe because you get the stronger resources, she's gonna make it, man. She's gonna make it.
This chick is getting pretty close. Oh!
The boy almost ran away. That actually was... maybe it wasn't perfect. I thought he could have ran the boar into the TC a little bit longer. But yeah, you're right, Dave. I think you're probably
but he's gonna lame the villager from Stark. Speaking of vill losses, get in front.
Hold on. What are you doing? The TC's there. He didn't get in front in time. Oh, but the boar's gone back. Are you kidding me? How did the boar go back? I didn't see the first initial hits. That's rough for Stark.
That boar shaking that ass. Just going right back.
No loom
Doesn't even care.
Fire doesn't care either. Fire is going to come over here once more once he sees the boars moving. And now Stark's like, yeah, I'm going to get loom. I'm just going to build a house here. Fire's going to be as annoying as possible.
Why would you make a house there? Oh, he's coming back with his scout. Okay, he's coming back with the scout. That makes sense. Gonna drive that scout off there.
But we talked about how the early loom can affect your build order. This certainly affects your build order because normally you are collecting the boar this time and not the sheep. But the boar will be brought in without loom. Stark is not worried.
Yeah, still, that's not terrible. That's just like
he still had food.
10 to 15 seconds of idle time, and that's it.
I think he's gonna go up a little bit later than. Oh no!
Oh, it's going back again. Are you serious? Oh my god! And she ungarrisoned on the wrong side of the TC. Oh, always the woman, man. It's always the woman, as Bullet would say.
Food, please.
That's awful,
Yes.
man. That is just absolutely awful. Oh no, the scout's coming back! Are you kidding me? No room!
With the
No
hill bonus.
room!
No!
Are you kidding me? She's surely
he's-
gonna
no!
die here! Oh my goodness gracious. This has just gone from bad to worse. I can't
At this
believe
point,
that.
like,
I
oh, and
want to
it's
show the
going
game.
back
I want to show the
again.
game, but this villager could go down again. Oh,
Man, at this point, I would just lure the board of my TC and shoot it full of arrows with the TC. Like,
it's just like
this is
screw
like
you,
completely
boy.
vindictive. Yeah.
I have farms now. I don't need you, you filthy animal.
Oh my goodness, that's so
Ugh.
bad. And look at even this. Look at this.
Oh, it almost
This
went back again.
boar.
Well, meanwhile, the
It's
Josh
at
is
half
coming in from
health.
fire. This is one stubborn boar, man. I don't think I've ever seen a boar this stubborn. Well, Fire's doing the same build we saw last time that we didn't like. But I like it a little bit more this time. It's a delayed man-at-arms rush now, I think, more than a drush. Because he will get the food boost and the gold boost when he hits the next stage. It's going to force a lot of walls out of st4rk. st4rk really has no offensive options at the moment after the delay with his boar. So he's going to build house walls. He's going to build house walls.
Hello, my old friend. Housewall.
Dude,
Nice to see you
we
again.
saw what happened last game. He boomed under pressure. Somehow, that game was one of the top T90 series games I've ever seen. That was really cool.
Yep.
Hoping this one will be just as good.
Like, you can see how much that hurt him. Fire was in feudal age faster with a drush going into man-at-arms. And st4rk is just now getting an archer range down.
He's not
with the same amount of villagers.
He's not even on gold.
That hurt
So, it
so
hurt big
bad.
time. Is Fire actually going to complete man-at-arms now? He is, okay. Maybe Fire was expecting that this wouldn't be walled and he was going
Put
to
pressure on the houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, just start killing houses and or just walk around. Doesn't matter.
To those people mentioning it, there actually is a mod that's no house and no wall mod. However, expert players are used to walling, guys. Like, I just feel like if I removed the house option, a lot of players wouldn't.
You're
have
taking
much
a
interest
tool
in
away
playing.
from them.
Yeah, it's a huge element to the game. This actually hurts st4rk big time to build these houses. He could have had earlier archer ranges, earlier blacksmith, but it would just change things entirely. I'm okay with it, maybe to see what it's like, but I don't know about a money on the line series. That would be too much.
I mean, like, Fire's housed right now, and st4rk will never be housed for the entire game, so there's that, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Whoa, look at this scout. Did you just see the scout from st4rk just wizard his way through? And Fire tried to house wall him in? That was weird.
He go right through the buildings?
He walked right through the villager.
Look at the aspiring house wall from Fire coming down. This is crazy. He's gonna secure like half the map with this if he gets it down.
Yeah,
That's
just needs to extend to that wood line, right?
yeah.
Oh, dude, he's going for a tower on the front.
At T90 official, do you think st4rk
Interesting.
can boom even on the battlefield?
With one villager?
Do you think st4rk
I mean, if he
boom
can
even
hold
on
on
the
to that.
battlefield? Of course st4rk can. Of course.
Well, love can bloom on the battlefield, so why can't st4rk, right?
Exactly. Dude,
If he
I
gets
don't
this
agree with
tower
this
down, that's
tower.
really bad. That's really bad, but like, I don't agree with it either, because you don't have the control yet, right?
Exactly, you don't have the numbers. The man-at-arms will offer a little bit versus these skirmishers, but st4rk will for sure see this with the amount of map control he's gained here in the last minute, so... An interesting decision to tower this. I'm going to keep it on st4rk's point of view for you guys. Just to show you what he can see, because that tower will be going up shortly for Fire. And that's quite a good tower. I don't think it ranges all the gold just yet. But if it
You're gonna
goes
see
up,
it.
that'll be a pain. And no, he won't see it because Fire is patrolling on this hill.
Coming with a scout now.
Is he
Man,
expecting
that's
this?
just really unfortunate. That's a much better position for the tower than the other one was.
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to be fighting on that hill. So this tower going down, Stark is going to be completely out of gold options. Be brutal. He's going to see it now, right?
If the tower's
No.
not walled up, then I don't think it's that good. There's still more skirm numbers for Stark at the moment, and with fletching and with some micro, he could actually kill the army of Fire. But what Fire has going for him now is he can house wall at home, he has his stone and his gold behind his walls, and so even if he loses a fight, he is going to be safe. And yeah, this is when Stark finds out about this tower.
So what's your response here once you find out about the tower? You gotta produce military. You gotta take that tower down somehow.
Well, at the moment, you just continue to produce skirmishers, make a few archers for the man-at-arms, but he has the army advantage. So I think that tower might have been a bit early, like you said, Dave. I don't think he has a big advantage now. Stark even has his scout to go after these skirmishers, so the Fire might have this tower up, but if he wants to keep it up, he's going to have to wall it quick, and he's going to have to run away. I think that Stark can just use Vils, honestly. Or
is Stark gonna put a watchtower? He's just gonna go to the secondary gold. Screw the main gold.
yeah,
Secure that hill. Go to the
hill
secondary.
advantage. Yeah, interesting choice
Smart.
here. The other thought would be T90. Why doesn't Stark build a stable and go with some scouts? Well, if he does that, Fire's going to be full walled at home, and Fire's on gold as well, so Fire can add archers. So you don't want to invest into that because Fire would probably have a big lead if you couldn't make it count.
Stable has very limited shelf life in this mirror.
Yeah.
Like you're not using it in Castle Age because they get free pikemen, so like don't even have to invest in that, right?
A nice bit of micro there from Fire. Oh, more good micro from Fire, taking really nice fights. Both players trying to split and dance. And yeah, it's going to be a small hill advantage for Stark. He's going to hold here. And he's going to just try and skirm trade. Both players going to balance out their eco, try and take this to castle now. We might see a surprise stable now, honestly. But like Dave said, that might not be the best opportunity. Fire with some great pickoffs there. Grimber Bill, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for the sub.
Stark's got to start picking better fights here. This is brutal, man. This is brutal.
Oh, man, finally he gets one, but I guess he gets two now. Fire was fighting uphill. It was almost Leary-like for a second where he decided to fight uphill. I guess it's even in numbers now in that fight. And there is a stable for Stark. So I don't think he's going to create many scouts. He might just create one or two and then try and go to castle and add a few knights.
I hope he finds these two villagers forward from Fire as well. Those could cause some trouble. Leave them there.
Yeah. Well, Fire knows that gold is being taken. He sees the villagers as they run past. Fire's also added his stable. He has not created any scouts, so I think that he knows that with the free spears, or sorry, the free pikeman upgrade, creating scouts now would not be the strongest move. A few knights in early Castle Age will be important to either player, and both are going for the Castle Age click to add knights. And honestly, both probably expect this move as well, as Stark actually hitting or clicking to Castle Age first.
Okay, one scout coming out from Stark.
Okay.
And nothing coming out yet from Fire.
With no scout upgrades, do you create this scout? I guess it's not a bad thing, but...
You create it to win the initial engagement with the skirmishers. What is it? It's 80 food, right? Like, and it gives you so much, like... Oh, the second one I'm not sure about. The first one, yeah.
The first one I get because then you can scout with it around the map as well.
Yeah.
But what... See, the skirmishers aren't a danger to you now either, so... It's a little bit weird. I know we're nitpicking over just two scouts, but that would be food
80 food.
Stark could have used, yeah, to put into upgrades and to create knights. Fire probably just trying to distract here. He knows that these skirmishers are not going to play a huge part, and he might try and trade here, but he will likely lose his units. Stark, with the scouts, will clean this up at the very least.
So, Fire losing the skirmishers here, not so important at this stage of the game, but might come into play later. Because, like, Stark is going to have all his skirmishers left over. Nice little distract there with those two as well. And, like, if Fire decides to go into some kind of range unit, there's always the option for Stark to have those to back up his army, right?
Dude, we saw Stark last
pretty
game.
Nice.
We saw, maybe Stark thinks he's going to lose his gold and he can go full skirm, sell his resources again. We were questioning his skirms last game, but he kept them alive, and they actually played a big part.
He's gonna leave that guy alive? Like what?
Are we gonna
2/30ths
see-
of a skirmisher just alive? Is that the hero unit that we all deserve?
I mean, it should be killed off. It can delay the economy.
It's gonna annoy that woodline so
Exactly.
much. Like, just go kill it, man.
I think he forgot about it, man. I think he saw
God
fire hit
damn
castle.
it.
He's like, oh no, we need to send these units forward to see what he's doing.
Making camels. He knows the night choice is coming out.
Yeah, so we're gonna see 3 archery range crossbows from Stark. It is Ethiopians. Ethiopians do get the faster firing archers. And he's sending the scouts forward to see the stables. And now I can see the upgrades on these knights. If he looks now... Well, for a split second he could have saw the chain barding upgrade.
University coming right away. So he's gonna go crossbows with ballistics. And he's already made a couple pikes. He's made a camel. I just feel like knights in the Ethiopian mirror just aren't the greatest decision, you know?
They can be good if you can use your speed and hit from multiple angles, but believe it or not, with Stark's map, that is not the case right now. I think the knights might go in, but will Stark spot it? He should spot it with this skirmisher, believe it or not, which is probably intentional. And now he can house wall. And with a few camels, the pikemen, like you said, he can then maybe push forward. Where he'll
Pull it
find
up,
a siege
boys.
workshop.
Oh, but there's a hole there!
Hole. Okay, still, knights should probably go back.
That does not look like a hole.
It
That's-
doesn't.
wow,
Sometimes
okay.
the buildings will stack like that. It's a pain. He can't build a palisade wall either. He has to build a house. So here's the problem for Stark. Fire has a beautiful base back at home. He has a lot of knights massed now. He will have a Mangonel. So with good micro, the knights and the Mangonel should beat the crossbows. Because there's really nothing that Stark has at the moment that can kill that Mangonel except a camel or some micro from his crossbows, right?
Can I do the same thing, but from Fire's perspective?
Yeah,
Here's the problem for Fire.
I was gonna
So-
say it, but
His entire army is counterable by the army from Stark. He only has 1 TC down. Stark has 2. So, and he has less military as well.
yeah, good point. Well, both of these armies can work depending on how the micro goes, right?
Yeah.
Both players at the moment, interestingly enough, are kind of zoned out of one of their golds in late game as well. Like the golds next to Stark. At the moment, his army on the front, it's a gold in the stone, and then Fire has his other gold on the other side of that wood line.
Yeah.
And great move with the use of the scout from Stark, just to let his opponent know he knows the siege workshop is there. Bring it on, buddy. And also he has the camels chasing the knights on the other side of the map, so the Stark with a very strong position at the moment, even sending in the scout there for a moment to try and get some hits on the Mangonel, killing 2 villagers on that gold. Fire suddenly on the back foot. Well, what can he do here? There's camels and crossbows.
With ballistics.
With ballistics now.
and
well.
Ethiopian crossbows with ballistics. They're redonk.
He
fire
needs to
really quick.
pray that Stark hangs around the siege workshop because he has another Mangonel coming out. Stark needs to be careful. This is the time for Fire to take a shot.
Oh, he ungarrisoned it on the wrong side. Oh
Why?
my god.
Oh man, I was so ready for that. I was so hyped. 11 hours worth of hype was about to get
I'm
unleashed
wondering-
into that.
Oh Jesus.
This is good for Fire. This is huge for Fire. Repairs on both Mangonels. Oh my gosh, the repairs are gonna kill a lot of these crossbows here. And
the knights are coming out now.
Destruction on those crossbows. I just had to say why. Like, why would Stark be so stubborn?
Why would Stark take that fight at all? Yeah, I
it
don't
doesn't
understand.
It
And
doesn't make much sense.
he also got the second armor upgrade for his knights, so he's transitioning into knights to take care of the Mangonels.
Yeah.
But like, why take that fight at all? It was not worth it at all.
It
Weird.
makes sense to want to hang around your opponent's base, but the second you see the second Mangonel, first of all, he made the mistake of going too close to the siege workshop. But second of all, he saw 2 of them, had an opportunity to go away and wait for those knights, and he did not do that. Fire, interestingly enough, is adding his own crossbows now, Dave.
Also important to note there that he did get away with the majority of his army. He didn't lose all of it. So, credit to him for getting out when he still could.
Yeah,
and he
of
also
course.
got thumb ring. hacked on Ethiopian crossbows with ballistics. He has thumb ring now.
Dude, this tower from Fire just sniped the monk from Stark
Oh
as
my
it walked
God.
up. Do you
Poor
see that? Just before the tower went down
Just
as well.
lying face down in the field, dead.
These skirmishers, man, they've been running around the map for Fire, and I've been watching the wolves and the woo-woo-woos. Fire is scouting those other areas of the map, and there's
Is this
a
monk
woo-woo-woo
gonna
for
die
you.
too? He's got a pikeman guarding the relic, but is this monk gonna? Oh, might get a conversion here. Okay.
Oh, dude, that pikeman guarding the relic will be important because Fire's monk is coming
The
in.
monk from Fire is coming in.
Get it, Stark!
2K 4 plays.
Free pikeman
Dude, 2
upgrade,
damage per
OP.
hit. He can do it.
Oh, but Dave, the crossbow shots in the middle. Again,
Oh,
Stark
God.
losing some of his army. I guess the monk will die, but that was a huge loss for Stark. Stark has to run back to his hill, and he's in big trouble now because the knights are gaining now. +2 defense on these knights. Maybe Fire will be tempted to leave this because the monk and the pikemen. He feels uneasy about this, man. He's just gave his opponent a conversion or two. Now he's walking back up the hill. Sure, Stark can take his gold now, and he's doing that. But is he in a position to defend? I almost feel like he is with the hill, with
He
thumb
is.
ring, and with ballistics, yeah.
He's just got more upgrades on his crossbows. He's got 4 ranges now. This is gonna start
Wow.
pumping crossbows, and he can sit up on this hill, and like even though Fire has elite skirm, he can still take favorable fights here with all those upgrades.
With that many numbers as well. And Fire probably, both players probably should have waited multiple times now to take engagements. But it's made it even, that's for sure. And it is 82 villagers for Stark. He's outbooming Fire once again. The 74 for Fire. Fire's not too far behind.
And a siege workshop coming down from him, and a barracks as well for Stark. So more pikemen may be coming out.
I think he's going to click up to Imp. I think Fire's going to
Yeah.
go Skirmisher, Arbalest, and Howl. That is my guess.
Pretty varied army. Oh, and another monk goes down. Oh my! They just can't get that relic. They can't do it.
Fire ran out there a moment ago, too. I thought he cleaned that pikeman up. It's worth noting that Fire cannot see this gold behind his woodline. One of his starting golds he cannot see. The other neutral golds are way out on the right-hand side, and he can only see
Oh,
the
is the
one
Mangonel
furthest
gonna
from
go
him.
down for free here?
It should. If these are +2 knights, it should die.
And Fire is on the way
yeah.
to Imp.
It's a risky time to go up to Imp, man. It is a risky time to go up to Imp. When you have this 4 gold here and
The
good
TC
map
gonna get
control
denied?
for Stark. The TCs did... Well, hold on. Wait for it. 98%.
Get him!
It's gone up. It's gone up. MBL, welcome. Thank you for the host. Hey guys, this is game 7 of T90 series. MBL was in the very first T90 series 2 years ago. Ideally for Fire, he would have a castle up right in front of this TC right now. That would be the ideal situation. He has the resources. And he maybe clicked up to Imp a bit too early. Also, shout
Castle
out
there
to
for
Alleged
Stark would
Mirror for
also
the
be-
sub. And Dave's wife just was gifted a sub. Did you see that?
Oh my god.
Your wife?
Of course there's a Dave's wife account. Oh my god.
Alright, anyway, back to the game. Stark about to
The
click up
Mangonel
to
coming
Imp.
in from Fire. That could get a massive shot.
I think it will get a massive shot. It's gonna... Oh, are you kidding me?
How did that miss?
Okay, luckily, I would have felt bad for Fire there. Luckily, Fire ended up killing it in the end. It went down to 1 HP.
You were talking about a castle forward for Fire there? I think that would be a great spot for a castle from Stark as well.
Dude,
Oh,
both
there
players
it
are
is.
doing it. Both players are
There
doing
it
the
is.
exact same thing. There's a slight hill here for this Mangonel from Stark. This is so important because Fire will hit him first. But Fire has the counter to the crossbows and he has 2 Mangonels. And it's 1 for 1
for 1.
here. I still think it's dicey for both players to get the castle
Stark could
up.
deny this castle, man. Stark could
The
deny this
split!
castle. Great
He's gonna
split.
deny it. He's gonna deny it. He's forced all the skirmishers away right when Fire hits him. The castle's getting denied, and the castle will go up for Stark. He is not too far away from him himself.
Keep denying this castle, man. Just keep
so
denying
important.
it. Stark,
There's
just sit on the
another
other
freaking
side.
monk going out for that relic. Just side note.
That's 3
Going out
down.
to that relic again. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh man, and Stark has a monk going out to take it now. And he's finally clearing up those 2 forward villagers from Fire. They've been there the whole game.
Yeah, with that pikeman is the real MVP, man. Bracer on the skirmishers for Fire. He really needs this castle up. He does not want to go into a Treb war.
Look at this. He's trying desperately, but Stark won't let him have it.
Oh, and the Mangonel shot was not too bad there. I think Stark has done enough at this stage. Look at the resources he has. I think like this is a victory for him. Fire has not scouted that gold. He doesn't know that. But Fire certainly
Still denied,
does.
I think.
The castle still. I mean, this TC can no longer
Are you
fit
joking
villagers
me?
inside, man.
Tristan, the monk for Stark, it's gonna go down to the skirmishers. Are you kidding
Of course,
me?
of course.
That's like 7 months that have tried to get that.
Down
Now the castle.
Down castle. 96%. There's only 4 villagers building now. 99%. It's gone
It's
up,
up.
though. Oh, but still, I think Fire has lost far too much. He's 30 vills behind. He doesn't have access to his gold even. Still, to start getting all the upgrades now, and sure, there's a counter army from Fire. I don't know how he has the score lead, to be honest. I just don't get it. But maybe it's because of the lack of military from Stark. Yeah, Stark has no military anymore after committing there. Crazy game here, guys. Crazy game.
Is he making knights to counter that skirmisher army? That skirmisher army is really brutal for him. He can't counter it with his crossbows.
I don't know what Stark is going for. Look at the resources he has. He might just be kind of thrown at the moment because of the raiding on the side and the fact that the castle went up. He has a lot
Stark,
of resources.
He'd be able to do this under pressure.
Yeah, I agree. He's adding 1 knight out of 1 stable. He's not creating more. He will have 2 castles in a moment. These skirmishers are trapped. Is Stark gonna house wall these skirms in? Please house wall them. No, not gonna happen.
What? Did they no longer get the free help upgrade? I thought they got free help.
The Ethiopians, they do get free help.
Why is there no help for Stark?
Chat, are we wrong here? Ethiopians should still get free help. I don't recall that ever being changed. It could have something to do with the mod, maybe? I don't know. Because this is the no wall mod version. New balance pack? Yeah, but I didn't think this was on 5.7. This has been on 5.7 the whole time?
It's not been on 5.7 because I don't have 5.7 downloaded.
Yeah. I think that... Well, I don't know what it is exactly, but this is not 5.7. Is Fire gonna get another castle denied by pikemen now?
Oh my goodness.
At the very least, Stark's gonna see it and shove it down. The castle's probably gonna go up, but it'll get shoved down. Like, what's the play now, Dave? We have some good raiding from Fire on the right-hand side, and by the way, he did kill the villagers on the mining camp that Stark had on the right, so he's gonna TC that gold. So that's huge. Fire still doesn't have his main gold, and he also found the gold behind his wood line.
But by accident or something. Like, why are the villagers?
Dude, that was
Did they
by
task there
accident.
from the main gold? Are
I'm
they going
pretty
all the way
sure
back?
They ran out of the main gold, and they somehow knew that gold was there. Fire just got lucky.
I think Fire's plan is to go for map control here, but losing that castle on the left-hand side really hurts that. And Stark is going to push forward, but like, what is Stark's plan here? What has his plan been for the last couple of minutes? Because he hasn't produced any military at all. He's going for elite Shoto warrior.
That explains it. That explains why he went for so many castles. That explains why he banked up so many resources.
They're susceptible. They're not so great against archers, though, right? Like against arbalets?
Yeah, they have to get a lot of momentum quick. They have to destroy these rams, destroy these skirmishers before Fire sees it. And Stark doesn't have the numbers of them right now. He's just getting all the upgrades. I think the real problem for Stark is that he doesn't have that map control. He's giving Fire that gold on the right. Fire, luckily, getting access to other gold in his base.
Stark's giving him a lot of time, and Fire's just building up rams, bombard cannons, skirmishers, light cav.
And dude, I love what Fire's doing with the skirms too. On the right-hand side, delaying that gold. That's big.
Yep.
But
still, he got the tech for the Shoto warriors producing faster, so now he can flood. Look how fast they come out! Oh my god, they're like karambits.
You know, let's say Fire doesn't see this. What is he gonna have? He's gonna have light cav, which is basically for raiding the economy. You can see this already. He's gonna have skirmishers, a bomber cannon, and some rams. So most likely, sure, he might be able to get some pickoffs of these Maginals with the light cap, but most likely, Fire is not gonna have the unit composition, and what he's gonna need is Arbalest, and that's exactly what he's teching into almost immediately after he saw these show tells on this wood line.
Dark has the eco to
tough,
flood
man.
show tells though.
Yeah, it's so tough for Fire now. If he doesn't, I mean, even if he ends up getting a lot of Arbalest, we could see Onager as well from the start with these Maginals. So I think that Onager Shotel Warrior is almost an unstoppable combo. I'm gonna sacrifice some
The
light
military
cap
count from Stark went from 8 to 48 in about like a minute.
Yeah. And just look at the floating res. Stark is the late game master, man. He still has good position on this castle and this stone. And he has a lot of wood, a lot of food banked up, and the only reason he doesn't have gold is because he just spent it all. He has 2 relics and his good map position everywhere but the extra gold pile on the right where he's now at.
So there's a hole also cut into Fire's base through that wood line, and there's show tells heading in there,
Oh, that hurts.
and that is just so brutal. Like these show tells, 18 plus 2 attack, they like, what, 2 hit villagers,
Yeah,
3 hit villagers?
I think it's 3 hit still, right? Yeah, it's 3 hit, but this is tough for Fire because his army composition is so slow at the moment. He has skirmishers, he has a few light cav, his arbalests are slow, and he was at 105 villagers, I looked, before these units got in. And it hasn't been too bad, he's only at 97 now, but...
If they get over to that wood line though, and like he chopped through to that
Yeah.
gold as well,
Dude, I mean,
even in these farms, like it's just brutal, and Stark has full control in the middle.
dude, at the very least, it is just keeping Fire back at home. Fire's army of Arbalests, which would be effective if it was one big fight, is not effective now because of the mobility of the show tells.
And the show tells taking down that TC on Stark's on the neutral gold near Stark's base, like 8 show tells did that. Just whatever, we'll just take down the TC. No big
Also
deal.
now, Stark is going to scout the other gold that Fire did not see on the right-hand side. Not to mention, he might be able to send villagers over there, or sorry, send Showtells over to this wood line and gold, kill more units of Fire.
These things are brutal, man. These things are just devastating. They're glass cannons.
Immediate reaction from Stark. He knows he has the gold secured by Showtells closest to him. The other 3 tile gold he sees, and he goes to build a castle.
Go castle it.
He's going to stop this castle from Fire. This is the theme of this game. Every time Fire goes to build a castle, it's either denied or he loses it.
Oh, and he's into the eco, and Fire's trying to house wall, but there's a hole!
And there's even a hole next to the gold, is there not? Oh, yeah. I think that that's walled at the very least. But I would just be dizzy if I was Fire. He's continuing to run around, trying to chase these things down. These top players can use mobility like no one else. Just look at the skirmishers and arbs on the right. Sure, they're attacking the Showtells. Showtells run away. What's on the left? Nothing. Such a good move.
Like, credit to Stark for raiding with these units and at the same time teching up to Siege Ram, and he's got a couple going forward.
Yeah,
So
is
while
just
Fire's
amazing.
army is split up, he's gonna push the front side, get rid of all of these production buildings, and maybe get more map control, maybe a castle down there somewhere.
I mean, I know it doesn't seem like it if you just look at the stats, but this almost seems like the game-winning play from Stark. He's just getting the TC in the back. Fire has so much idle time. Fire doesn't have access to the golds right now. And the cool thing about this move is if he went with Showtime Warriors and took one big fight versus Fire, he would lose. But he's taking multiple fights. And now with the Siege Ram, it's going to make it even better for him. He's going to destroy these buildings. Look at the dead villagers everywhere for Fire. This is got to be hard to come back from.
And now he sees the castle on that neutral gold.
Well, what's he going to do? He has Hussars. He can't raid. Stark has 3 relics, by the way. He has more relics. Still running around with the Showtime Warriors. Every single group is being retasked. Stark is an animal right now. And Fire doesn't have the resources. And I think slowly but surely he will lose population here. Especially as his production buildings go down. This is craziness. This is how you play late game Ethiopians in a mirror matchup, I think. You gotta use the speed.
Like, I don't see a way Fire can come back from this. He doesn't have any
There's no
siege
way,
Oh,
to
man.
take down the castles from Stark. He doesn't have the mobility that Stark has. He doesn't have the firepower that Stark has anymore.
Nope.
All his production buildings are dead, and he's calling it GG.
Wow.
Great performance.
Stark really impressed me the last 2 games. I knew he was a good
Yep.
player, but last game he was pretty much out of the game in my eyes because he didn't have gold. This game, he was on the back foot. Fire had this gold. Fire had a couple good Mangonel shots at home as well, good night engagements, but he just hung in there somehow. He's a stubborn player. And once it gets past the 50-minute mark, he's always so good and knows what to do. Great way
I
to
feel like
end the
he went
series, I
back
think.
to his roots for the last couple of games. Like, he
What-
used
what
the houses.
walls,
he just house walled up and then like turtled until he bided his time until he was in a perfect position and then came out with a vengeance.
Again, what a wonderful end to the series. 268 kills for Fire, 262 units lost. The KD, so close. But in the end, it came down to the economy from Stark and just harassing Fire, getting to all the areas of the map. It was wonderful stuff. I'm very impressed with that. And even though Fire lost the last game, Fire won 4 games here. It was a very close series. And I'm happy that I got these players. I was kind of hesitant to do so, but in the end, the games were really good.
He's saying, "Don't host with no wall mod again."
Did he say that?
Yeah. He's like,